All right, guys, welcome to The Credit Game. My name is Mike. If it's your first time on the channel, it's very important that you subscribe. And the reason for that is every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm coming to you with education about credit, about how to leverage credit, and really just finances in general. And this is a channel that, again, I'm doing it on a daily to help you guys. And so if you would like, subscribe, would really appreciate it. And most importantly, turn on that bell notification, because today's video is something you're gonna wanna watch all the way through to the end. It is a game changer video. We had a lot of people asking us about this, and I did a video on this quite a few months back, but very similar, but this is more powerful. And the reason for it is because at the time, a lot of people were asking how to get credit cards. Is there a way to get credit cards without even using your social? And there's actually two ways. There's a gentleman called Stephen Lau. Okay, many of you guys have maybe heard of him in the credit space. He had over 200 credit cards and over $2 million in available lines of credit. And a lot of people were asking me, like, Mike, how does a kid who's 19 years old to 21 years old within a 2-year period get millions of dollars a line of credit? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how he did that today by showing you the tricks of how to get credit cards without ever using your social. Now, the first thing that you have to do is make sure you watch to the end, because I'm going to give you so many damn nuggets. It's going to be, this video is unbelievable in the amount of gems I'm about to throw at you. But the first thing I need you to do to understand that you don't need to use your social security number is that you need to get into public record, okay? So some of the tricks that I'm gonna show you today requires you to get into public record, and by doing that, you're gonna see that the last 4 of your social are only required. 99% of the time, whenever you put your social in, and they only require the last 4 digits, they're doing what they call a soft pull. And a soft pull doesn't require a hard pull, because it's using your public record. So I don't care if you got good credit, bad credit, horrible credit, it doesn't matter about your credit score. You can get credit cards without your credit ever being pulled, okay? So the first thing that I want you guys to do, okay, is I want you to go to optoutprescreen.com, okay, optoutprescreen.com. So Google that, okay, put it in the bar at the top, optoutprescreen.com. Once you get there, this is the important thing. It's about getting into public record, right? So this is gonna pull up things like your name. This is gonna pull up things like your address from your credit report. Maybe if you had a bankruptcy, it'll pull up on your public record as well. But I want you to put accurate information in here, and it's gonna be very important and vital to the next few things that we're gonna talk about. If you're doing opt-in, opt-out, okay, there's a way to do this. Once you get there and you scroll all the way to the bottom, it's going to say opt-in, opt-out. You want to do the opposite. You want to opt in, okay? When you opt in, what happens is over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start getting credit card offers, okay? You guys ever got those from Capital One and Discover and a lot of the American Express, and they come in a beautiful envelope, right? What happens is those companies have already done a soft pull on your credit. Thus, the important thing here is that you don't have to have another inquiry. So once they pull it, okay, when you apply for that credit card, most of the time, they will not do a hard inquiry because they've already pulled your credit. So a lot of people are asking, like, how did Stephen do it? 200 cards in 2 years, okay? Over 200 cards in 2 years. Think about this, guys. If he's not using his social, how do you get that many cards? Well, he's not using his social. He's using his public record. Because most of the time, and you know this, that if you get 10 inquiries, 12 inquiries, what will happen was then it'll start flagging the account, right? So if you apply for too many things too quick, and guy did it in a year and a half, from 19 years old to 21 years old, literally under 2 years, you couldn't have 200 credit cards, you'd have 200 inquiries. So the reason he was able to do it was because he used his public record. I'm sharing with you guys. Make sure that when you Google, when you guys get to optoutprescreen.com, that you scroll all the way to the bottom and make sure that you opt in, okay? So that's your first step, making sure you opt in. And then it's going to ask some questions. And you want to make sure you put the information that corresponds to your credit report. So address, make sure that you're using an address that is on your credit report. Phone number, make sure you're using your real name. Make sure you're using your real address, because once you start getting these credit cards, it is very important that it comes to the right address. The cool thing about these pre-approvals that are going to come to you is that when you apply for them, they've done the soft pull already, so they will not require, in most cases, 99% of the time, they will not do another hard pull on your credit. A lot of people don't know this trick. This is a game changer to get multiple credit cards with 0 inquiries, okay? Because they've already done the soft pull and they say, hey, we're willing to give it to you based on your public record, based on the soft pull that they already did. They already see your credit score, but it's mostly generated off your public record, okay? So that's trick number 1, okay? Now, this second, I told you guys, man, I'm going to hit you with so many nuggets, like I'm going to knock you over the head. I mean, we're doing 3-piece with cheese and a Happy Meal today. Number 2 is this, and number 2 will not work unless you are in public record, okay? So you have to make sure that you're in public record first before you go to the second way of getting credit cards without ever using your social. That's why I said stay to the end, because I got some serious stuff coming for you. The second way, and most of you, some of you heard of it, some of you haven't heard of it. Maybe you have heard of somebody who've done it. I did it personally, but I'm going to tell you this is for educational purposes only, because it is serious. You can get a lot of credit cards, store cards, Visa cards without using your social. Are you guys ready? This is called the shopping cart trick, okay? And right now, I'm going to share with you how to do this. The first thing you want to do is get into Google Chrome. And inside Google Chrome, you'll see at the top right, what I want you guys to do is click the top right button, and you'll see a little window that pulls down incognito, okay? So you want to make sure your page goes incognito, and then there's going to be a black screen that pops up, and that actually puts you into that incognito window. You want to make sure you're there first. The important thing, which is really the important thing, is to get in public record first, because again, the shopping cart trick will not work if you're not in public record. So I would get in public record, wait a few, maybe week to 2 weeks, start getting those pre-approval offers that are going to come into the mail, start applying for those, and then do the shopping cart. Now, if you guys are already in public record, then you can go to step 2 here, and you can start using the shopping cart trick right away. Now, no harm, no foul, because guess what? It's not going to pull a hard inquiry. So I guess the best way to find out that you're in public record or not is you could go to step 2 right away. You go to step 2, you try the shopping cart trick, and if it works, then that means you are already in public record. If it does not work, that means you got to go back to step 1, make sure you're in public record, start getting the credit card offers that are coming into you, and then move on to step 2, okay? So, yeah, 200 credit cards, guys. This guy's getting 200 credit cards in 2 years. It's impossible to do that. There's a couple ways you could do that. Now, obviously, there's a way that you could get a bunch of credit cards and then remove all the inquiries. But then if you get approved for the credit cards and you start removing inquiries, then you have issues where, you know, the credit card companies can start reaching out and saying, hey, you know, this inquiry, and you got the account, and they're going to verify it, and it just makes it really tough. How about just not using your social at all, like Steven did? Okay, the guy's got millions of dollars in lines of credit because he didn't use his social on 90% of those. Okay, so this is called the shopping cart trick, and it mostly works store cards. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. You can use Victoria's Secret, you can use Overstock, you can use Sportsman Guide Visa, you can use a lot of the banks that are from Comenity. So Comenity Bank, okay, if you guys just research Comenity Bank, a lot of these banks accept the shopping cart trick because they can go off the public record. They're not going off your social. So I don't care if you have a 300 credit score, it doesn't matter. They're not going off your social. They are going only off of your public record, okay? For educational purposes, I'm gonna have to tell you this. Do not do this for the purposes of getting a bunch of credit cards and not paying them back because it's not attached to your social, okay? Remember, the credit cards are coming off of your public record. They're not pulling a hard inquiry. So I'm telling you for educational purposes only, if you don't plan on, you know, going to Victoria's Secrets and getting panties and bras for your loved one, or you're going to get your husband a bunch of stuff from Overstock, I wouldn't rack up a bunch of credit card debt and just not pay it back. That's why I said this is for educational purposes only. And for the reason I'm telling you this is that you can get multiple credit cards without actually pulling a hard inquiry on your credit. And that reason is because they're only going to require the last four. So anything that requires the last four of your social is considered a soft pull. When you have to put your full social in, that's a hard pull. Okay, so that's how you'll know the difference. All right. So after we get into incognito, okay, what's going to happen is you got to go to the company that you're trying to get the card from. So whether that's, like I said, Victoria's Secrets, let's use that for example, okay? You go into Victoria's Secret, you're in the incognito window, okay? And then you're gonna go and open up a new tab and you're gonna go to victoriassecrets.com. Once you are in there, the important thing, this is the kicker, is that you fill your shopping cart with at least $100 worth of merchandise, okay? If you go less than $100 of merchandise, this will not work, no matter what company. Sportsman Guide is a Visa credit card. I've gotten $1,500 from them. Some Capital One cards are actually doing it now. I know most community banks are doing it. Like I said, Overstock, Victoria's Secret. There's plenty of cards, okay? But the cool thing about it is you have to put at least $100 plus. So I usually put $130, $140, just like you're going shopping online. You're going to fill up the cart. And when you fill up the cart with that amount, okay, what's going to happen is wait a few minutes, okay, and then you're going to go to checkout, okay? You're going to go to the bottom when you go to checkout, and it's going to have like two different windows. But at the bottom, you're going to see a thing that says sign in as a guest, okay? So I want to make sure you sign in as a guest. Don't create an account or anything like that, okay? Once you sign in as a guest, it's going, oh, and this is the important thing, okay? When you're filling out the credit card information for, let's just use, for example, Victoria's Secrets, you want to make sure that you use the same information that you did on your public record, the same information that is on your credit report, okay? So the address has to match also the application you're doing because that's how they're verifying it through the public record. So make sure that whenever you fill out this application for your credit cards, wherever you're going, that the address and the phone number, the name, okay, match your public record. If it doesn't match, this trick will not work, okay? Key number one, those have to match, okay? So if you have to go to your credit report first, see what address is on there, okay? And maybe you're living in a place right now where the address is not on your credit report, then you're going to want to make sure that you get it onto your credit report by going to public record first, filling out the public record information like I shared with you earlier, and then going to the shopping cart trick, okay? Because you want to get the address matching. The address is the kicker. Address, phone number, first name, last name, okay? So when you're filling out your public record, it is going to ask for your full social, okay? When you're filling out your public record, it will ask for the full social. It's when you start getting the pre-approvals, the first trick, that it will not do a hard pull. It's when you do second trick, which is the shopping cart trick, that when you go to check out, you put $100 in your cart. When you go to check out, you're going to sign in as a guest, okay? And then it's going to basically, they'll have two little windows up, and then at the bottom it'll say sign in as a guest, okay? What's going to happen is it's going to ask you for the name, your address, your phone number, and it's going to ask you for the last 4 digits of your social security number. It will not ask you for the full SSN. You know that you're on the right track if it's only asking you for the last 4, okay? That's how you'll know that it's starting to work, because it's going to ask you for the last 4 of your social. When it does that, okay, a window will pop up. And inside this window, this is how you know what's going to happen, is there will be a pop-up button, okay? When you go to check out and you put all your information in, there will be a window that will pop up that will say, do you accept this pre-approval offer? Okay? When you get that, you are obviously going to push yes. Okay? That's how you know this worked. If You get that window that pops up when you go to check out. What they're trying to do, okay, I'll give it a Reader's Digest on it. What they're trying to do is you're putting your thing of shopping cart with a bunch of stuff in there, and then what happens is they think that you're leaving, and they want to offer you basically a pre-approval, okay? And so what'll happen is when that window pops up and tells you, hey, do you accept a pre-approval offer for this credit card? You absolutely 100,000% better click yes, because it's not using your social. Remember, you only put your last 4 in. So now, bing, bang, boom, you click yes, and then another window will pop up and say, congratulations, your card is on its way. Congratulations, you have been pre-approved for this credit card. Now, that just means that you got a credit card without ever using your social, because you only put the 4 in. It also means that you didn't get a hard inquiry on your credit. So, for educational purposes only, could you do this multiple times? Absolutely. But it's for the purposes of building. Think about this for a minute, guys. I don't want you to go out and get a bunch of credit cards that you're not going to pay back. That's not the purpose of this channel, is to teach you things that are unethical. I want you to think about getting cards that you need, okay? And getting credit cards that could benefit you, but making sure that you are taking care of your obligations in your credit card. Don't just get a bunch of credit cards and rack them up and don't pay them back, okay? So the pre-approvals and the shopping cart trick, they work tremendously. This is a way that Stephen was able to get over 200 credit cards in 2 years or less. Okay, guys? That's why I bring it to you. I bring you the most best information, how to get credit cards without ever using your social. I'm going to put a diagram in the video. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, the Credit Game, and that's Instagram and Facebook. And again, for this video, I'm going to ask you guys this. Give me a thumbs up. It helps. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because, again, this is something I want to bring to you. If this content resonates with you, this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing every single day for you. Different tips and tricks of how to build your credit, how to maintain your credit, how to leverage credit, and really just how to have an overall better credit score. So that's what I'm here for. And more important than that, before you leave this video, turn on that bell notification, because if not, you won't see tomorrow's video. That's what I'm here for. It's Mike, Credit Game. I'm here for you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.